Hey everyone, welcome to a brand new episode of DC Collectors. Today, we're taking a look at the DC Collectibles DC Essentials Nightwing figure. Now, this is number 12 in the DC Essentials line, and he comes in the same wave that Harley Quinn, the Joker, and Batgirl comes in. Now, as you can see, the color of the box has a nice baby blue color to it, just to kind of, I guess, because if you look at the top of the box, Nightwing's logo is baby blue. Looking at the side of the box, I love the look of this box, especially when you have a bunch of them put together. Looks really cool with the number of the action figure, the name, and a picture of it. That's really cool. Looking at the top of the box, you just see a little bit of information about this particular figure and the other three figures in this line, which we've already said: Batgirl, the Joker, and Harley Quinn. Now, give you a look at the window packaging side, and then we will look at the bottom of the box. Give you a look at that. Now, let's open him up. Here's Nightwing out of the box, and I gotta say, it's a pretty cool figure. I'm not super enthused with it like I was with the McFarlane figure. I think the McFarlane Toys figure is night and day better than this one, but this one still has some good points to it. I like the way that the DC Essentials use the same body buck and just repaint things to give them a different feel, so it's a new character. But let's just start looking at this guy. If you look at his face, he has a very crisp, clear paint app. I can't complain with that at all, so that's really good. Articulation on the head, he can turn his head all the way around. Looking at the side, he doesn't get much articulation in the neck. Other than that, that's it. His logo is pretty much painted on, and like with the McFarlane figure, it's not so much painted on as sculpted on and then painted, so that the McFarlane figure gets the edge in that. But this is still a cool figure, don't get me wrong. He's got some ab crunch, not very much. You have to kind of warm him up to get him to go, but he does do that. He turns at the waist, he can turn all the way around. His arms, his shoulders go out about that far, and then they stop. So that's about as far as you're going to get. He has some bicep swivel there, as you can see. He if you look at his elbows, he does have double jointed elbows, so that's really cool, and all of the figures really do have that. His wrists can turn all the way around, and they go in and out. If you notice if you've looked back at my review of the McFarlane figure, you'll notice lots of little details sculpted in, and this figure actually costs more than the McFarlane Toys figure, which is not very cool in my opinion. I think I paid $22.99 for this one, and I paid $19.99 for the McFarlane figure, and the McFarlane figure is far and away the better figure of the pack. But this one wins in scalability because he's in scale with the rest of the figures in the line. You can see one of the little straps on his arm is actually sculpted on, so kudos for that. He has some pretty decent leg articulation. He can do a pretty good bend there. He does have thigh swivel, so he can turn all the way around on the thigh. He does have double jointed knees, which you can see. He has calf swivel, and he has pretty good ankle movement. He can go back and forth, up and down. I'm kind of iffy about moving the ankles too terribly much because they tend to get loose. The really big complaint I have, and this is with the whole DC Essentials line, is the fact that the accessories that come with it are very much lacking. Look at these Screama sticks. They're horrible. Look how little they are. Looks like he's holding like drumsticks or chopsticks or something of that nature. And there's nowhere to put them on his back. Nothing to hold these things. Why would you though? They're so small. I don't get that. let's just stand him back. Overall, he's a really nice figure that goes along with the other DC Essentials figures in the line. I can't complain too terribly much about that because he does match up well with some of the other DC Essentials figures. And let me just put somebody out here, like Catwoman. I will put her out to the side. You can see he's a lot taller than Catwoman, a lot taller than I thought he would be. And I will put out Sinestro just because I have these figures lying right here beside me, and you can get a look at how tall. So Sinestro is taller than Nightwing. Nightwing's taller than Catwoman. So yes, I love the scale that the DC Essentials lines have. That's really good. I like that. That's fantastic because you want your action figures in scale, especially if you're a in-universe kind of person. Now let's put some other Nightwing figures out here so you can kind of get an idea of how big this guy is. This is one of the recent action figures from Spin Master, their 4-inch line, so you can kind of get an idea of him. Here is a Lego minifigure of Nightwing, whose Eskrima sticks are actually bigger than the ones that the DC Essentials version gets. And of course, here is I'm going to say the ultimate version of Nightwing to date, the McFarlane Toys figure. And he is actually taller than the DC Essentials. They're both 7-inch scale, but for some reason, total different story. Nightwing is out of scale with the rest of the McFarlane Toys, in my opinion. So he's going to be taller than this particular Nightwing. And other than that, let's get these guys back out of the way so we can focus on Nightwing again. This is Nightwing from the DC Essentials line. Very, very good figure. Not, if you're a Nightwing fan, he's a must-buy. But if you're on the fence about buying this one, yeah, I would go for the McFarlane figure because he is better value. You get better sculpt, better articulation, cooler accessories. You actually get a stand with it, all for $19.99 as compared to this guy from DC Collectibles at $22.96 or whatever. There was some odd change there. Alrighty, so that's it. If you like what I'm doing, hit the subscribe button. You can also find me on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at DC Collectors. And also, you can check out the website, DCCollectors.com, for the latest DC Comics action figure and collectible news each and every day. If it's out there, we're going to talk about it. We're going to post it so you will know, so you can add to your collection. Peace.